Hi, my name is Spencer. I'm at Prime Motor Cars, Mercedes-Benz in Scarborough, Maine. Today we're going to show you a few differences between two very similar Mercedes-Benz models. To my left is the brand new 2020 Mercedes-Benz GLB250. And to my right is the redesigned 2020 Mercedes-Benz GLC300. A model that's been with Mercedes-Benz since its initial launch in 2016. The 2020 model, the first year with a facelift and redesigned interior. Let's start with both models in the exterior colors. We do have two slightly different combinations of black. The GLC is in a normal 040 black exterior, and the Mercedes-Benz GLB is in a night black exterior. So a slight difference between the two, but very similar. Moving forward to the bumpers and styling of these cars, both of these models are finished in the Amg package. We'll get to that a little bit later on in the video, and we'll show a few other differences as well to the exterior options. Both models have the same 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine, and both of these vehicles direct that power to a 4MATIC all-wheel drive system. Now the GLB has 221 horsepower, 258 pound-feet of torque, bringing this vehicle 0 to 60 in 6.9 seconds. It averages 26 miles per gallon, city and highway combined, as an EPA rating. Now the GLC has a slightly higher power output of 255 horsepower and 278 pound-feet of torque, doing 0 to 60 in 5.6 seconds, has an EPA rating, average fuel economy of 25.5 mpg. Although these models are very different, there are a lot of similarities, including you'll see these daytime running lights here. On both the GLC and GLB, we have this beautiful daytime running light, both kind of designed to illuminate around the headlight housing. And both of these models also have an Amg Exterior Package. We'll start with the GLB and explain the differences there. The Amg package is cosmetic styling. It enhances the exterior of the vehicle, gives it a much more sporty, much more aggressive look. So with the front end of the GLB, the changes that we see start with the grille. We now have a single bar grille here with of course our 3-point Mercedes-Benz star. Another signature piece of the Amg styling is your diamond studded grille there. Also, AMG's styling includes a much more aggressive front bumper. So looking at this front bumper, you see a much more aggressive chin, a bigger, larger chrome splitter up front. These now side fins here also done up with AMG styling. A really nice package to have, and this continues around the vehicle as well. So as we move around the side of the car, you'll see AMG styling, these beautifully designed headlights, and along to the side of the car, that wheel there. So this is our AMG style wheel. So we have a 5-spoke wheel there. We have this nice kind of gray accent around the inside of the spoke, and on the spoke face, this nice brushed aluminum kind of look. So AMG styling continues along the wheels. Now what's different about the GLB, of course, is its styling. Very reminiscent of the previous Mercedes-Benz GLK, a vehicle that ended in 2015 in the Mercedes-Benz lineup, and it was actually replaced by the GLC. So Mercedes-Benz making its debut to the compact SUV market with the GLB. Much more square, much more stout styling, and this is, of course, to fit what we know is the key focal point to the Mercedes-Benz GLB, is what's one of the first luxury compact SUVs available with an optional 3rd row. And this model has that, so we will look at that a little bit later on in the video. As we come along the window frame here, we'll see this nice kind of chrome styling, nice little lip on the end, give it a little bit of an accent. Now this vehicle is almost 2 inches narrower and 1.5 inches shorter than the GLC, but believe it or not, 1/2 inch higher. So this much more square styling gives it even more square foot cubic storage space than the GLC. So moving along to the rear of the vehicle, we'll see more of this AMG styling, those 4 wheels done up in the AMG rims. As we come along to the rear, we'll see more AMG styling continuing along the bottom. But first, our GLB250 our 4MATIC badging for the all-wheel drive system. Now the GLB does go standard to rear-wheel drive, different from the GLC, which begins as a front-wheel drive vehicle. Now, of course, power is routed to all 4 wheels, acting independently. Each one can adjust, send the power where there is traction, take power from where there is not. So beautiful wraparound taillights here, this nice square design. You can see the styling of the taillights. You'll see something similar in the GLC, but kind of fitting with the styling of the vehicle. Now, as we talk about AMG exterior options, we'll see that more as we move along to the bottom here. So nice chrome deck lid. We have a dual tip exhaust here, much more aggressive rear bumper, and of course this diffuser here, this AMG styling, giving us these almost fins in the rear, a very, very unique style. Now, as we move to the interior of this model, we'll open up the tailgate to the GLB. You can do that one of 3 ways. You have a click button on the inside of your tailgate. You can do it from your key fob. You can also do it from the driver's side door. I'll show you that later on in the video. Looking in the rear of this model. Now, with the 3rd row seats down, we have a total of 62 cubic feet when we put this 2nd row down as well. 20 cubic feet right now where we see it. Fold down those rear seats, we have a total of 62 cubic feet. Now, opening up this first section here, you'll see a little bit of storage. We do have right now our rear privacy cover, our cargo cover for our rear trunk stored in this little storage section. And of course, right now we are also looking at our 3rd row. So with these seats down, they fold flat. You can put an available cargo tray from Mercedes-Benz over it. You wouldn't even know there's a 3rd row available. So to raise and lower this, you'll see this red tab right here. If you pull this red tab, it releases the lever, and then you can use this other tab here to pull the seat up. So you'll see we have headrests that are adjustable, and you can raise and lock into place, and it's very easy to lower them back down once you want to put that seat back down. Easy enough to do the other one as well. All you have to do is pull this red lever and then the black tab on the back of the seat, and it comes up and locks right into place. We'll show you a better view of the seat from the 2nd row, but wanted to show you just how easy it is to fold and unfold that seat option. So you just pull this red lever, seat folds flat, locks into place, and there we are. When you go to close the tailgate, again, 3 ways to close the tailgate. You can use this button here, you can use your key fob, or on the driver's side door. Now you'll see 3 different kind of pieces here, 2 buttons. 1 button, this lock button here, will lock the entire vehicle. So if you're getting some grocery bags out of the car, something you're leaving with, you have your keys with you, press that lock button, walk away. Not only does it close the tailgate, but it locks the vehicle completely. 2nd button here closes the tailgate. You also see that it says stop right at the top. You can adjust this tailgate to raise and lower to any exact height. So if you have a garage, you're worried about height, or there's some sort of restrictions, or it's difficult for you to reach this top piece, you can press that button, press it again to set to any height, and then every time you open the tailgate, it will open to that exact one. But easy enough to press close, it will close automatically. There are sensors in there, so it won't close on anything. If something won't fit, the vehicle will not close the tailgate. Now, similar to the GLC model, there is a rear view camera available on this vehicle, but looking across here, it's hard to see it. And that's the reason is because you can't. So right underneath here is a collapsing rear view camera. It actually hides right into the tailgate. It's right here. So what happens is when you're not using a rear view camera and you're driving, road debris, salt, sand, snow, if you're anywhere like us in the Northeast, none of that is fogging up your rear view camera, meaning when you put the vehicle in reverse, it's a crisp, clear, and easy to see image. You can see exactly where you are reversing. So coming along the side of the car, one other thing I will mention here before we take a look at the exterior of the GLC is our keyless go systems. Both vehicles have it. It's a keyless entry, so with the key in your pocket or in your purse, as long as it's within the area of each of these doors, there's a sensor on the inside of the handle. So as soon as you grab that handle, the door will open, and then it's easy to get in and out. Now, when you are leaving the vehicle, you still have your key in your pocket or in your purse. When you want to leave and you get out of the vehicle, all you have to do is press this little button here. There's one on all 4 door handles. The door will lock. You can walk away. It's so easy to get in and out. Losing your keys in the car, leaving them somewhere is now a much easier problem. Of course, you can still lose your keys, but at least you'll be able to get in the car without having to fumble for them when you're trying to come out of a store. As we look at the exterior to the GLC, you will see some similarities and you will see some differences. We'll start with the front of this vehicle. Now, as I mentioned, both of these models are AMG package vehicles, but there's one big difference that separates the two, and that is the night package. So a few things I want to touch on, and we'll get to every detail of that night package as we move through the video. But if you look closely at the window frames and the wheels of this vehicle, you'll see the window frames are lacking that chrome trim that we saw in the GLB, and the wheels you'll see have a black accent as opposed to gray. So if you look closely at the GLB, you'll see that chrome window frame, the gray accents in the wheels. This is a non-night package vehicle. The GLC is a night package vehicle. So I will touch on that a little bit later on in the video. But as we move forward and take a closer look at the GLC, as I mentioned, an AMG exterior option. Again, we have this beautiful square headlight design, a big component of the redesign for the 2020 model. Previous 2019 models, along with some engine changes, produced 14 less horsepower than this vehicle. This model also got a whole facelift in the grille and front bumpers. So AMG package, consistent with the GLB, single bar grille, diamond studs, much more aggressive front end here. We have these kind of side pillars also a part of the AMG package, but you will notice if you look really closely at the GLB is this almost aluminum metal piece, and if you look here, it is a black painted. A part of that night package, starting with the front grille, is more black accents and less of that metal trim. Really kind of blacks out the vehicle, gives it a much more dark, much more sport and stylish look. As we come along the side of the vehicle, you'll see this continuing along the same 5-spoke spoke wheels here, AMG styling, but instead of that gray accent we saw before, now a black spoke, and then the same aluminum brushed face there as well. Now, moving along the side of the car, you'll see the GLC has much more flowing, almost more of a swooping style, a little bit more round, a little bit more curved. This originally, as I mentioned, replaced the GLK and is, although a little bit wider, a little bit longer, a size up from the GLB. The square styling just gives the GLB a little bit more cargo space. Now, moving along the side of the car, what I mentioned before is our night package. So although it isn't hard to tell, the night package actually allows for black door mirrors here. So if this was a different exterior color, these mirrors would still be black. And as we come along the side, we have a beautiful window trim here, also done in black as opposed to the chrome, and this nice satin finish rail up top. On the GLB, you'll notice it's a metal kind of shiny bright look. This, it's a satin black, so a really nice finish. Again, taking all the chrome elements to this vehicle, almost all of them, and making it a nice finished black instead. We do still have chrome along our door handles here. Same keyless go system we looked at in the GLB. As we move along to the rear of the vehicle, you'll see styling cues similar between the GLB and GLC models. Same with these wraparound LED taillights. So we do have a nice kind of square design. Another part of the redesign from the 2020 to 2019 models. Previous model years, you'll see a very kind of similar line design here. So the nice squares really shows the difference between the two models. Our GLC300 and 4MATIC badging. Now, this is the all-wheel drive system, but unlike their standard rear-wheel drive GLB, the power to this vehicle is put directly to the front, unless, of course, otherwise stated, and the vehicle will shift this power to any wheel that has more traction. Along the bottom of the vehicle, we do still have that dual tip exhaust, a little bit less of a bumper on the exhaust than the GLB, but you do see still this diffuser styling here, another part of that AMG package. Really a beautifully redesigned model from Mercedes-Benz. And then the GLB, although it does have a little bit more trunk space, the GLC is wider, so it does give you a little bit different fit. Like the GLB, there are 3 ways to open the tailgate to the GLC. We have our little release right there, our key fob, and as well as a button on the driver's side door. So it's a little bit of a refresher. With the 3rd row down, the GLB has 20 cubic feet of cargo space, and with the 2nd row down, the GLB has 62 cubic feet of cargo space. The GLC, although the vehicle is wider, has 19 cubic feet of cargo space just within this storage area here, and with the second row folded down, it has 57 cubic feet of cargo space, and that is due to the square and boxy styling of the GLB. So really similar style here, really similar size availability, and of course you can also fold down these seats. So as I mentioned before, 57 cubic feet, all you have to do is press that button there, releases the 40-20-40 split folding seats, and you can also do the same thing on the right side. So this little piece here folds down that in second rear row, so it gives you even more storage capability. Now, you do have a rear cargo cover here, nice privacy tray, also available on the GLB, stored underneath in our little storage area underneath the trunk, and we also have that available in the GLC. So if you press this button right here, opens up. We do have a nice kind of square plastic tray, so you can fit little pieces in there. Lots of storage space underneath. Of course, these vehicles run on extended mobility, run flat tires, so there's no spare underneath in this vehicle. Nice aluminum deck lid here. Lots of storage space, and when you want to close the tailgate to this, like the GLB, you have these same options to lock, stop, and also lower the trunk to set to any height that you'd like. Easy enough to just press this button and it closes right up. Also, like the GLB, you will see no visible rear view camera here, as it is stored right underneath to the left of the Mercedes-Benz star to drop down once the vehicle is put into reverse. So a really nice option, something standard from Mercedes-Benz, unique to every single one of their vehicles. So moving along the car, you can see just a few differences between the GLB and GLC. Although it does come down to personal choice, opinion, and styling, both these models have a very unique, very kind of personality to themselves, just based on the options that they have. The black, the night package, the AMG styling really just makes these vehicles so different and so similar at exactly the same time. Now, we're going to see the largest difference between these models, besides the exterior styling, is the interior and the design Mercedes-Benz has done with each of them. Let's take a closer look at the GLB's interior. Starting with the rear seats to the 2020 Mercedes-Benz GLB, you'll see this beautiful contrasting black and red leather combination. So lots of legroom for your second row passengers. Beautiful combination of that black and red leather, a white contrast stitching. Now what's unique about the GLC compared to the GLB is the GLB has an adjustable second row. To adjust the second row and give your third row passengers a little bit more legroom, it's easy enough. All you have to do is grab the adjustment bar from underneath the seat and slide forward and backward to your desired spot. So all you have to do, you can adjust here, each of these different places, easy enough to move. The same can be said for this, also this piece here. So you can see it is a 60-40 split. Now to adjust the rear backrest, you have this pull tab here. You have 3 different spots all along the vehicle. So this will fold the seat all the way down as well, but you can also use it as an adjustment to lean back. So if you pull this tab, the seat can now be adjusted to any desired angle. Now you can also push this way back here. See how it's laid back a little bit further than the other two. Easy enough to do. And you also have this center pass through. So we'll start with the rear armrest. So you'll see here we have a little bit armrest, little cup holders for both the sides of the rear second row, and we can put this back up as well. Now to fold this down, you will have to fold this piece first or grab this handle. If you pull this, folds down that center fold. So if you have skis, plywood, anything you're trying to fit in here, anything that's longer, a little bit more narrow, you do have this center fold here. But if you would like to fold down both of them at once, if you pull this left one, that folds down with it. So you can fold down both of these seats very, very easily. Looking at the driver and passenger seat of this GLB 250, We can take a closer look at our dashboard, our center console, what makes this brand new design vehicle so special from Mercedes-Benz. Let's start with our center console and with our glove box. So easy enough to open up, just press this button here. You do have a USB-C port in there, so the new Mercedes-Benz models, not including USB ports, but USB-Cs, the future of phone charging and data transformation. Now, as we take a look further along here, you will see our little hand rest here, nice place to put your hand, and then we have our touchpad. So this controls the MBUX system from Mercedes-Benz. I'm going to point that out a little bit later on in the video, but I want to show you some of the physical controls in this vehicle first. Moving forward, we do have our cup holders here, our 12-volt plug-in, and then this little storage space right below. This is possibly a wireless charger. This vehicle is not equipped with it, but it does come available. You will see another USB-C port, and that little smartphone integration display there is what will let you know this model is equipped, which every 2020 Mercedes model is equipped with the Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. So when your phone is plugged into this device, it will display your phone screen on our infotainment system. Climate control operation starts right here. We do have a dual zone climate control, so you can raise your menu. This takes all of the functionality from this bar of buttons and displays it to our screen. Now, this is a MBUX system, which means it's the first touchscreen system from Mercedes-Benz. Easy enough to operate and control, and I'll show you a few different ways to do that. So, MBUX, what is it? What is the change from previous Mercedes-Benz models? Of course, the GLB being a brand new vehicle, it only comes equipped with this system. So let's start with what we looked at before, our touchpad. One of 4 ways to navigate through this system. This is a haptic feedback touchpad here, so you do get a little bit of a response when you start swiping and operating this menu here. You can swipe, you can click, you can select options, all right from this touchpad. Now, on the left side is our dynamic driving modes. The GLB comes equipped with 5 different driving modes. So if you look on your screen, you'll see Comfort, which is the default mode. The vehicle will automatically be in that every time you start the car. There is Eco, which saves more fuel. It has the vehicle working a more economical way. It also has off-road, so you can switch to an off-road mode. The 4-wheel drive system is a little bit more optimized for off-road driving. Sport, which tightens the steering, increases throttle response, has the vehicle shift higher in the rev range. Individual is a combination of all these different options you can pick and choose and build a profile of driving to yourself. Moving down, the parking sensors. This is a part of the vehicle called the parking package. One other option here, if you click this button, the vehicle is actively looking for parking spaces. Once it finds one here suitable under 20 miles an hour in any parking lot, the vehicle will ding, it will show you the parking spot it found on the screen. You'll have to select that you allow the vehicle to go into active parking mode, and you control the gas and the brake, but the car will physically turn the steering wheel on its own. It can parallel park, it can pull you into a spot, and if you use this active parking system to park your vehicle, you can also use it to exit the parking spot. Another part of that parking package, will segue into that just for a short moment, is your 360 camera. So I may have mentioned a rear view camera that comes out of the rear tailgate. When you put the vehicle in reverse, you'll see your multiple camera systems. So there is your rear view camera. When you put the vehicle into drive, you'll see a front view camera here. So you can see all these different viewpoints. You have side views as well. Our passenger door is open, so you're not able to see that side of the camera, but there's cameras in the front and the rear and underneath the door mirrors create this 360 image. Makes it incredibly easy to see and to maneuver. Now, moving down the set of buttons, you do have your vehicle settings, you have your favorites menu, and on the right side, our volume roller here, so you can raise and lower the volume, press this button down to mute it. You also have navigation, map, shortcuts, radio, media, and telephone. Now, looking at the screen, I mentioned 3 other ways to operate this menu. The second way is through the touchscreen. Like any normal touchscreen, it's very responsive, just like the cell phone you have at home. Easy to use, easy to navigate. You can click through different options. You can have 1 and 2 phones connected. In the new MBUX system, you can have 2 cell phones connected at the same time. So if you and your significant other or you and a family member are in the vehicle, you can have both of your phones connected, meaning calls will come through for both of your devices. You have your navigation menu here. It makes it incredibly easy to pinch, zoom in and out. You have a north following GPS, you have 2D, you can have 3D. Part of the MBUX system makes it incredibly easy to enter destinations, to operate the menu. There's a voice control system as well, I'll point out later on. Radio, multimedia, your comfort includes different things like seat kinetics, ambient lighting choices. All of this is very easy to adjust your settings as well. This vehicle is equipped with a panoramic sunroof. We can take a closer look at that. 2 big pieces of glass up top really opens up the cabin. And what I wanted to show you, as I mentioned, a part of the voice control system from Mercedes-Benz is the now voice activation. Much like Siri or Alexa, it has a voice control system. So when talking to the vehicle, you can say, "Hey Mercedes,
how may I help you?
Close the sunroof, please." Mercedes can now control so many aspects of this vehicle, like closing the sunshade. Our ambient lighting, which has 64 different colors, can also be changed. "Hey Mercedes,
How may I help you?
change the ambient color to blue, please."
Okay, I'm changing the color.
64 different options. Ambient lighting through here, through the upper dash, and through the door panels as well. A lot of other things can also be adjusted from this voice control. "Hey Mercedes,
How may I help you?
change the temperature to 76, please."
I'm setting the temperature on the driver's side to 76 degrees.
The vehicle can also tell who is speaking to the car. So it knows that my voice is coming from the driver's side and changed my driver's side temperature to 76 just as requested. Now, that is the 3rd way to operate this system. The 4th way is from the steering wheel. I'll get to that in just a second. Looking at the steering wheel here, brand new design from Mercedes-Benz. Let's start with the left side. Our cruise control functions are all right here. You can raise and lower the speed, turn on and off, resume and cancel. All right from here. Previously in Mercedes-Benz models, the cruise control was a stock on the left side of the steering column. You'll see these black buttons on both the left and right side. These 2 buttons control these screens respectively. So the left side controls your gauge cluster and your speedometer tachometer screen. The right side controls this screen here. So if I am to swipe and click through this menu, it will change and adjust your options right from here. If I want to change my speedometer or my tachometer, all I have to do is swipe to the right and then click through the options. I can show fuel consumption, I can show my eco display, I can even show navigation details right from this gauge cluster. I have a G-force meter and showing my pound-feet there, your driving modes, your 4MATIC all-wheel drive system, all adjustable right from this screen. On the right side of the steering wheel, we do have phone operation control, so you can click up and down to answer phone calls on the steering wheel. A second volume wheel here, so this roller will turn volume up and down. You can even click to mute. You have a voice control button, a favorite button, and another one of these touchpad sensors. So from the steering wheel, without taking my hands off the wheel, I can operate everything on this menu. It's incredibly easy to use, great for drives when you don't want to take your hands off the wheel, when you don't want to be too distracted. Incredibly easy to use. A lot of technology in these vehicles. There's also a lot of comfort features as well. Things like heated seats, a spot for ventilated seats. If that option was available, it would be right here. Fully adjustable seats and memory with 3 memory settings. So many great options. Let's see what the GLC interior looks like compared to the GLB. Looking at the interior of the GLC, you'll notice a design difference here. The seats are designed a little bit differently. The MB Text interior also designed a little bit differently. MB Text is the leatherette from Mercedes-Benz. Nice white contrast stitching. This vehicle is about 2 inches wider than the GLB, so considerably more space for your passengers. You do have a 40-20-40 split for these seats as well. Lots of room in the rear. There are not adjustable seats, as we had mentioned before, but lots of space. And as we move forward to the driver and passenger seat, we can take a closer look at the dashboard. Looking at the interior of the GLC, you can see quite a change from the GLB we just looked at. Looking across the dashboard here, familiar with any previous GLC model, this will look familiar. There are some changes to this vehicle's design as well, but let's start with our center console. So we'll open up this piece here. We do have 2 USB-C ports as opposed to the GLB's 1 in your center little glove box. Now, we do have the same haptic feedback controller here, same volume roller, same dynamic vehicle modes, but a few different pieces. This power symbol here will turn off our entire display, our traction control operation, manual mode, which engages the shift paddles behind the steering wheel, and our automatic start-stop, previously featured next to the engine start-stop button on the GLB, now located down here. Opening up our cup holders, you do see this vehicle is equipped with the wireless charger, so that wireless charger stored right in there. Same USB-C port for your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, smartphone integration. 2 cup holders, and of course this is a German vehicle, which means it comes with an ashtray. Now, moving up, we weren't looking at the buttons down here, the shortcut buttons, because they've moved right here. So telephone, navigation, radio, vehicle settings, favorites, and hazards, all controlled right from this little set of buttons. Mercedes-Benz has tried to eliminate too many physical keypads by still keeping the functionality easy. Above that is our dual zone climate control system, the same operation we looked at in the GLB. Our temperature controls for the driver and passenger side, air distribution, fan speed, automatic climate control, our front defrost, rear defrost, vehicle sync, and our air circulation. Now, like the GLB, our menu button here will open up and show us our different temperatures, different air distributions, our different fan speeds, all adjustable right from here. Sync buttons as well. All this stuff makes it incredibly easy to use if you don't want to use the physical keypad here. Now, instead of our full screen dashboard in the GLB, you do have a almost tablet-like floating monitor in the GLC, the exact same MBUX system, the same touchscreen, the same 4 ways to operate the vehicle, all done right from here. And as we move to the steering wheel, we'll also see a lot of similarities between the two. We have our cruise control settings, our volume settings, our little touchpads here on the left and right side to control this. Now, this model does not have the optional 12-inch digital instrument cluster. So there is an option on the 2020 GLC to replace these analog dials with an entire digital dash. Really cool. It fits right in here, kind of looks just like this, but a full screen option. We do have this center screen in the middle showing us our miles, our range, our eco display, our resets for our trips, our speedometer, everything controlled right from there. Like the GLB, we also have standard Mercedes-Benz, our rain sensing wipers, our automatic lights, our high beams, and then here our shift lever, just like the GLB. A click down for drive, 1/2 click up for neutral, a full click up for reverse, and you see that rear view camera come up. Like the GLB, it does have a wide angle lens, so pressing that button will open up the wide angle, easier to see if you're backing out of a spot, the cars that are coming perpendicular to you. This vehicle does not have the parking package as we looked at in the GLB, so you are missing that 360 camera, just not equipped in this vehicle, is an optional extra in every Mercedes-Benz. To put the vehicle in park, press the button right there and it closes right up. So looking at our door here, we do have window control, our automatic mirror folding, our mirror adjustments as well, window locks, all the same as the GLB. Slight difference in the seat adjustments here. You'll notice the driver's side, although it has a similar seat adjustment, it has this little extra piece on top. This slides a nice thigh support out, fills in the space behind your knees, makes it a little bit more comfortable, especially for anyone who is a little bit taller, especially on longer journeys too. heated seats, ventilated seats would be an option right there as well. Down below, if it's too difficult to see, you do have your trunk release, which you control right from the driver's side door. The same hold feature available in this vehicle as well. And just like the GLB, we do have our rear view mirror with 3 garage door control buttons here. You can sync to your garage door opener, so you don't have to keep those remotes in the vehicle. So as I mentioned, there's a lot of similarities, a lot of differences between the GLB and GLC. We wanted to put together a video tour of these two models, showing the similarities, showing the differences, letting you know what is new from Mercedes-Benz. So much great information. I wish I could cover all of it, and I'm more than happy to. I could spend hours and hours and hours reviewing every little secret feature, every little trick that these vehicles know how to do, everything that makes them so safe, technologically advanced, intelligent, and of course comfortable and beautiful to look at. I'm more than happy to answer any questions you have. We are Prime Motorcars Mercedes-Benz. We have a full service Mercedes-Benz and Sprinter dealership. We're located in Scarborough, Maine. We ship vehicles all over the country. I personally myself have customers all over California, all over Florida, and pretty much everywhere in between. We provide personal video tours of every single vehicle we have available here. If you're to inquire about a vehicle, please ask for a video tour. Ask for any specifics you'd like to see, anything about the vehicle you find interesting. We are more than happy to help. We can arrange paperwork, we can arrange transportation, we can have any model here delivered directly to your driveway anywhere in the country. So as I said, my name is Spencer. I'm more than happy to answer any questions you have. You can call me personally. My cell phone number is 207-210-4796. My email is sroe, that's SROE, @driveprime.com. Please do not hesitate to call, text, or email me anytime. As I said, we are Prime Motorcars Mercedes-Benz. We're located at 137 US Route 1 in Scarborough, Maine. Thank you so much for watching this comparison video between the brand new 2020 Mercedes-Benz GLB250 and the brand new redesigned Mercedes-Benz GLC300. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed.